My sister held up her wine glass and laughed. So when are you going to get a real job? The whole table turned to me. My mother smiled that tight, embarrassed smile. My father looked down at his plate. My brother-in-law smirked. I mean, the Etsy thing is cute, my sister said. But you're 32. You can't sell beads forever. I set down my fork. I could have told them right there. I could have ended it in one sentence. But I didn't. Because I had the proof in my phone. Every payment. Every single month. 48 transfers that kept the roof over their heads while they smiled and called my work a hobby. Should I have said it then? Maybe. But silence, I've learned, can be a strategy. Before we go further, drop a comment. Where are you watching from and what time is it? I want to know how far this story travels. And hit that subscribe button. You'll see why that matters in a minute. I didn't say a word at that table. Not yet, let me take you back. I was always the artsy one, the one who didn't fit the family mold. My sister got her MBA. My brother went into finance. I went to community college for jewelry design. They smiled. They nodded. They never asked what I was building. I started my Etsy store 5 years ago in a 400-square-foot studio. I taught myself metalwork from YouTube videos. I learned product photography by ruining 100 shots. I studied SEO at 2 in the morning while my friends were out at bars. First year, I made $3,000. Second year, $11,000. Year 3, I landed a wholesale contract with a boutique chain in California. That year, I cleared $72,000. My family never asked about the numbers. They saw my Instagram posts and called them crafts. I'm a documenter. I keep spreadsheets the way some people keep journals. Every material cost, every sale, every expense, every invoice saved, backed up, categorized. It's a habit I learned early. Proof matters. 4 years ago, my mother called me. Just once, she was crying. We're going to lose the house. The bank had sent a foreclosure notice. My father's pension wasn't enough. They'd missed 4 payments. I was 28. My store was just breaking even. But I made a choice. That Thanksgiving dinner, 4 years later, was about to rip everything open. My sister set down her glass and cleared her throat. So, everyone, I have an announcement. She smiled that bright practice smile. Mom and Dad are selling the house. They're ready to downsize. I found a buyer. A friend of mine. We can close in 30 days. I blinked. Selling? Yeah, she said. It's a great offer. Below market, but it's clean. No realtor fees. I've already got the paperwork started. I looked at my parents. My mother's face was unreadable. My father stared at his mashed potatoes. Did anyone ask where the mortgage payments have been coming from? My sister laughed, short, dismissive. Dad's pension, obviously. Right, I said slowly. My brother-in-law leaned back. It's a smart move. Your parents need something smaller. Less maintenance. I turned to my mother. Mom? She wouldn't look at me. My father finally spoke. Quiet, barely audible. We've made our decision, sweetheart. My sister picked up her phone, scrolling. Already moving on. You can't really weigh in on real estate, okay? No offense, but you wouldn't understand the numbers. She didn't even look up. Stick to your beads. The table went quiet. I pushed my chair back. I need some air. No one stopped me. I stood on the porch, hands shaking. My phone buzzed. Group text, my sister. Quick timeline for everyone. Inspection of 30, closing deck 28. So exciting. The family chat lit up. Congratulations. Emojis. My aunt sent a thumbs up. No one tagged me. I tried calling my mother. Straight to voicemail. I texted my father privately. Can we talk about this? 3 dots. Then his reply. Let your sister handle this. She understands these things. I read it twice. 4 years. 48 payments. $86,000. And I was the one who didn't understand. I sat down on the steps. The cold soaked through my jeans. Maybe I should have told them years ago. Maybe I should have made it clear. Maybe I'd already lost. But then I opened my phone. I pulled up my files folder. Bank statements, loan documents, email threads. 4 years of documentation, time-stamped, notarized, ironclad. I wasn't lost yet. I had one move left, and I was about to make it. I took a screenshot. My bank transfer history, November 2019 through October 2023. 48 payments. Each one labeled the same way. Mortgage, mom and dad. $1,791. Every month, no gaps. Total sent $86,000. I attached it to the group chat and hit send. 9:47 p.m. Thanksgiving night. I waited. The read receipts popped up one by one. Then my sister replied, "Anyone can fake a screenshot." I smiled. I opened my banking app. Exported my official transaction log. PDF, my bank's letterhead at the top. Account number partially visible. Every payment listed with date, amount, memo. I sent it, no caption. Just the file. Silence. 1 minute, 2. My mother's text appeared. Just 3 words. "We need to talk." My father didn't reply. My sister went offline. I turned off my notifications and went inside. The payments were only half the story. And I wasn't done yet. My phone rang at midnight. My sister. I let it go to voicemail. She called again. I answered. "What are you doing?" Her voice was tight, angry. "Sending the truth. You're trying to play savior. You're holding money over their heads." I didn't raise my voice. I paid the mortgage for 4 years. That's not playing. That's fact. "The house is in their names," she snapped. "So the sale stands. You don't get a say." "We'll see." I hung up. 10 minutes later, my father texted, "We appreciate everything you've done, but we've made our decision. Please respect it." I stared at that message for a long time. Then my email dinged. The buyer's agent. My sister had CC'd me on the thread. Her note at the bottom, "FYI, the sale closes December 28th regardless." Regardless. Like I didn't exist. I checked the calendar. December 5th. 23 days until closing. They thought I was bluffing. They thought because my name wasn't on the deed, I had no power. They were wrong. I opened my file cabinet. 3rd drawer. Green folder. Refinance agreement, January 2020. I pulled it out and read it again. Every page. The notary seal was still crisp. I took a photo and saved it to a new folder. Receipt number 2. 23 days. I had to move. Here's what they didn't know. 4 years ago, when my parents faced foreclosure, I didn't just pay the mortgage. I co-signed the refinance as the primary borrower. The new loan was in my name, not theirs. Legally, I owned 50% of the equity. My parents held the other 50 as co-borrowers. The document was notarized, filed with the county. Public record. I scanned every page. Then I wrote 1 email. 2, family group chat. CC, the buyer's agent. Subject line, refinance agreement, January 2020. Body. This property cannot be sold without my signature. Attached, 8-page PDF. I hit send at 7 a.m. by 8:15, the agent replied. "We'll need to pause pending title review." By 9, my sister called 6 times. I didn't answer. By noon, my father sent a message. "Why didn't you tell us?" I typed 1 line back. "You never asked." The group chat exploded. I turned off my phone, opened my laptop, and started digging. I pulled up the county clerk's website. Public records, business filings, liens. I typed my sister's name. 3 results. The 3rd one stopped me cold. Bankruptcy filing. Chapter 11. April 2023. Her LLC. The consulting firm she always bragged about. Total liabilities, $127,000. I clicked through to the creditor list. Business loans. Unpaid vendor invoices. A commercial lease default. Then I looked up the buyer. The friend who was purchasing my parents' house below market. His name was on her bankruptcy filing. He was her business partner. I did the math. Sale price, $485,000. 50-50 split with my parents, $242,500 each. My sister's half just over $120,000. Exactly enough to clear her debts. She wasn't helping our parents downsize. She was using their house to save herself. And they probably didn't even know. I sat back. The golden child. The MBA. The one who understood these things. She was drowning. And I was the life raft she tried to steal. Now I knew exactly what to do. I hired an attorney the next morning. Real estate specialist, 30 years of experience. I paid the retainer in full. First move, file a formal objection to the sale. Grounds, co-ownership, lack of consent, clouded title. My attorney drafted it in 2 hours. We filed it with the county recorder that afternoon. Second move, make a counteroffer. I would buy out my parents' remaining equity. Fair market value, independent appraisal. They could stay in the house as tenants, rent-free, for as long as they wanted. Or we could sell to a legitimate third party and split the proceeds legally. Their choice. But my sister's deal was off the table. My attorney sent the proposal via certified mail. Signature required. I wrote one sentence in the family group chat. I've protected this house for 4 years. I'm not stopping now. Then I muted the chat. My sister called 11 times that day. My father sent an essay-length text asking me to reconsider. My mother sent nothing. I didn't waver. The attorney called me 3 days later. They want to meet. In person, at the house. I checked my calendar. When? Tomorrow. 2 p.m. I smiled. I'll be there. I arrived 5 minutes early. My parents were already there, sitting at the dining room table. The same one from Thanksgiving. My sister walked in with her agent and her business partner. The buyer. She didn't look at me. My attorney set up a laptop, connected it to the TV on the wall. My sister's agent shifted in his seat. Is this really necessary? My attorney smiled. Polite, professional. It is. He opened the first document. On the TV, 10 feet wide. Refinance agreement. January 2020. My name at the top. Primary borrower. Equity split 50-50. My sister's face went pale. Wait. My attorney clicked to the next slide. Payment history. 48 months. $86,000. Each line highlighted. Date, amount, memo. My father's hands were shaking. My mother started to cry. My attorney clicked again. Bankruptcy filing. My sister's LLC, April 2023. Liabilities, $127,000. Then the creditor list. Her business partner's name circled in red. The agent stood up. I need to make a call. He left the room. My sister's voice cracked. This is still a good deal. It helps everyone. My attorney leaned forward. Your buyer is conflicted. The title is clouded. And the sale is void unless my client consents. He closed the laptop. I spoke for the first time. I'll buy you out, mom, dad, fair value. Independent appraisal. You stay as long as you want. Rent-free. I looked at my sister. But this deal is dead? My sister grabbed her bag. You're unbelievable. She walked out. Her partner followed. The agent came back in, apologized, left. My parents sat in silence. My father finally looked up. We didn't know about the refinance. I nodded. I know. My mother's voice was barely a whisper. Why didn't you tell us? I stood. Because I didn't need you to thank me. I needed you to trust me. I left the room. The house was mine to protect now. And I wasn't letting go. The buyer withdrew within a week. His agent sent a one-line email. We're no longer pursuing this property. My sister didn't contact me, not once. I completed the buyout in 60 days. Fair market appraisal came in at $512,000. I paid my parents $256,000 for their half. Cash offer. No contingencies. I had them sign a life estate agreement. They live in the house rent-free, no lease. No eviction risk. Ever. When they pass, the property transfers fully to me. It's filed. It's legal. It's ironclad. My sister moved 2 states away 3 months later. I heard through an aunt that she's rebuilding. Quietly. No more LLC. She got a job. Corporate. Stable. I don't wish her harm. I just don't wish her anything. My parents send thank you texts on holidays. Short ones. We don't talk about that day. We don't talk about much, really. The distance is clean. Necessary. My Etsy store hit $720,000 in revenue this year. The wholesale line is in 43 boutiques now. I hired 2 part-time helpers. I'm designing a capsule collection for a department store chain. Nobody calls it a hobby anymore. Nobody asks when I'm getting a real job. They just go quiet when the topic comes up. I don't gloat. I don't need to. The receipts spoke for me. Here's what I learned. Silence isn't weakness. Sometimes the most powerful move is to let your proof do the talking. Document everything. Not out of paranoia. Out of respect for your own truth. And when people try to erase you, show them the ink. I didn't fight for revenge. I fought for boundaries. For the work I built. For the home I saved. For the voice I refused to lose. And that's a different kind of victory. So here's my question for you. Have you ever had to prove yourself to people who should have believed you from the start? Have you ever been underestimated by the ones who were supposed to see you? Drop your story in the comments. I read every single one, and if this one hit home, subscribe. There are more stories like this. Real ones, messy ones. The kind where the underdog has receipts. Thanks for watching. And remember, this is a fictionalized dramatization for entertainment purposes. Not legal or financial advice. Always consult a professional for your specific situation. See you in the next one.